Pattie Boyd inspired the 10 greatest love songs of the 20th century. Pattie Boyd was a model with one line in a Beatles film. She married George Harrison, only to leave him for his best friend, Eric Clapton. This love triangle produced some of the most iconic songs in rock history. Her influence on music is unparalleled. Frank Sinatra called one of her inspired songs the greatest love song of the past 50 years. Pattie Boyd's story begins in 1964 on the set of A Hard Day's Night. She was cast as a schoolgirl. She had just one word of dialogue.
Prisoners?
George Harrison asked her out immediately, but she declined. At the film's premiere, Boyd made sure she was single. Harrison asked again. This time, she said yes. They married in 1966. Paul McCartney was Harrison's best man. For a time, they seemed like the perfect couple, but their relationship wasn't all harmony. Harrison's drug use and affairs strained their marriage. Boyd had her own affair with Ronnie Wood of the Rolling Stones. Enter Eric Clapton, Harrison's best friend. He fell for Boyd while she was still married to Harrison. This created one of rock's most famous love triangles. The situation peaked in a legendary guitar duel between Harrison and Clapton. Boyd left Harrison in 1974. Within weeks, she began a relationship with Clapton. They married in 1979, with Harrison jokingly calling himself their husband-in-law, but this marriage also ended in divorce in 1989. Through it all, Boyd remained an inspiration for some of the greatest love songs ever written. 1. Something by the Beatles. Frank Sinatra called it the greatest love song of the past 50 years. Boyd recalls Harrison telling her matter-of-factly that he had written it for her. 2. Layla by Derek and the Dominoes. It was Clapton's passionate plea for Boyd to leave Harrison. She described it as the most powerful moving song I had ever heard. 3. Wonderful Tonight by Eric Clapton. It was written while Boyd was getting ready for a party. This song remains one of Clapton's most beloved ballads. 4. For You Blue by the Beatles. It was another Harrison composition for Boyd. This song showcases Harrison's growing skill as a songwriter. 5. I Need You by the Beatles. It was one of Harrison's earliest songs for Boyd. 6. Old Love by Eric Clapton. It was written during Clapton and Boyd's divorce. Boyd found this song particularly painful as she couldn't answer back. 7. She's Waiting by Eric Clapton. It was about the impending end of Clapton and Boyd's marriage. 8. It's All Too Much by the Beatles. It was inspired by an early acid trip with Boyd. 9. So Sad by George Harrison. It was written as Harrison and Boyd's marriage was falling apart. 10. Mystifies Me by Ronnie Wood. It was written during Wood's brief affair with Boyd.